I don't feel like plugging in the mic, so we're just going to go with it. Decline and destiny. I've been very black pilled on these things, and overall, it really doesn't matter who gets voted in for president. I'm going to read this brief Twitter thread of 2 tweets, but it's very true. Despite apocalyptic polling numbers, possibly extreme economic conditions incoming, and Americans just being generally more riled up than they have in decades, the other team is not taking one step back from the same plan they had 2 years ago. What does that tell you? They're discussing personnel changes. They are accusing certain people of doing a bad job, but they ain't blaming the plan. If anything, they're pushing on the accelerator in the schools at the border outside of their houses of their political enemies. What are we learning? And he's right. Is as much as riled up people are, and as much as people have talked about a civil war, it's all tough talk. Ultimately, there are very few people who have a true vision and a true resistance movement. Whether it's left wing, right wing, libertarian, well, who cares about libertarians, but nobody really has a concrete answer. Um, and that's where it's going to be. Things will just continue to. I'm so tired of the frog boiling in the pot. I would rather just say the building that is kind of slowly collapsing in on itself. You know? And it's like, oh man, there's a brick missing. Oh, there's another brick. There's another brick. And pretty soon, the building is down. Well, that's kind of a better analogy to me. But that's where we are today. I'm waiting for him to finish in the bathroom, and then I will talk a little bit louder. So that is where we are. We see the decline, we see all that. But beyond the black pilling, I think that there's a destiny to be had. It's probably not going to be with me. Hell, it may not even be with the Zoomers. But I have faith that this system will collapse. And I have faith that maybe something a bit better will come along. I don't want to, propagandize too hard, but I do think a system that is respectful of tradition and a system that actually is meritocratic can be made. How's that going to look? I have no idea. But the fact is that we know right now, apart from people coping about it and people making money off of podcasts, this, the train that's going to eventually go off the cliff is going a bit faster. Now, of course, I'm not going to claim accelerationism, this and that. I'm not going to do that. What I will say is that this system will go, but you have to find something better. And you have to be able to say to yourself, why am I here? Why? What is my purpose? Of course, you go into like purpose-driven life and all that sort of, not necessarily Protestant, but evangelical sort of nonsense. But and maybe even further, maybe Calvinist. And I know Calvinism is one of those off-brand Christian sects that has a very bad reputation. And I have to be careful with that phrase. So maybe I'll change this to even though I just said in the beginning, but I'll call this decline. And I was going to do two D words, and they sounded somewhat similar, but I'm going to call it decline in faith. I think that's better. Decline in faith. And I think it's good to have faith in something that is eternal. You know, I've dabbed on pagans plenty of times, but if you truly have faith in nature and the regenerative processes of nature, then you'll realize that as much as we, cut down or whatever, is that this system will, is that Mother Nature will get back at us, or Odin, or whichever you want to say, right? I've seen, of course, John Michael Greer continue to have popularity. Apparently, he wrote about Russia, of course, still having the strength, and basically, we see now that war of attrition is back. We used to do blitzkrieg style, quick attacks and surgical strikes and everything. No, we're going back to World War One style. We're going back to an old style of I've got more people willing to die than you do, so I win. You know, and you have to have faith in something, otherwise you just fall apart. How do you do that? Well, I would say read the Bible. Old Testament will probably be better. That's probably what I'll start getting. But it's also just a faith in your own ability. The God-given sense that you can figure stuff out. Now this is getting into a sermon, but nonetheless, you have to realize that this system, the people around you, are meaningless overall. You see the decline. You see the fact that we can't really repair anything. You see the faces of working class people broken. But thinking that an ism is going to save them, it's not the way. You have to be able to have faith in yourself before anything else. You have to conquer yourself before you conquer others. Maybe I'm just getting real schizo here, and I apologize if I do, but I'm trying. I'm trying my darndest not to just be blackpilling and being doomer. I really am trying. Because I'm fairly disappointed. Absolutely. I won't lie to you. But I think you have to be, and this is a boomer statement, but I'll go ahead and say it nonetheless as well. It's the simple things. For me, I enjoy a good Snapple peach tea. I get a sip of that and I say, oh, I don't worry about the rest. I say, that's brilliant. That's great. Plenty of things I could stress out about, but when you've been through, imagine a childless 34-year-old lecturing about how inclusive means. Yeah. But all you can say is, I'm just going through my day. I can't worry about everybody else. And that's selfish, yes. But it's also just what happens. Honestly, I'm going now for almost 10 minutes, and most of it is just rambling, schizo babble. But I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and put it out. This one's going to escape the quality control, but I'm trying to have the filter on of, okay, what do I say without sounding too cringe and without sounding like a complete boomer? And then I realized I really can't. or at least not well. I'm not going to lie to you and say everything's going to be all right. Absolutely not. There will be many things that will break you mentally, emotionally, physically, religiously. There are many things that will break you. But what comes out on the other side? What comes out on the other side? Do you become somebody who is bitter and angry? At times I've been there. But I think that I'm somebody who has accepted that this is just the way it is. And I try to have more and more faith in my own skills as a maintenance guy or whatever, and to say, yeah, I'm going to fix that and I'm going to keep it fixed. If you're an insurance guy and you're trying to get stuff done, you're going to say, I have faith that I can fix that. Now, of course, if you need help, you need help. I'm not going to use the old proverb that a lot of folks may say that, well, if God, well, God's going to save me or whatever, and you're on top of your house and it's flooded out. Well, God's going to save me. Boat's going to say, and you skip the boat, God's going to save me. Well, it's like, well, I tried to save you all those times. I know that's once again boomerism. Let's just go ahead and wrap it up here. I thought it was a good path here at the end. Oh, anyway. You got to have faith. And realize that this world, this system that is out today, that's out right now, is meant to break you. They want you to be broken. They want you to be dependent on the system. They want you broken. They want you to rely on them. You have to be able to say, I don't want you. Now, of course, that may consider you a threat, such as Gaddafi trying to get off the, American dollar and trying to create his own currency. But you know what? Try it anyway. Now, let me make sure, disclaimer, don't go out in a blaze of glory, nothing like that, or try to take people with you. No. What I'm saying is that fight the system responsibly. How you do that? Well, I'm not going to sit here and fed post, but grow your own veggies, etc., etc. But that's mean what I say what I mean type of thing. Do as I say, not as I do. I hope that this was somewhat inspiring. If it wasn't, well, that's all right. But I did give it the effort, and I figure I would put out some sort of video, regardless of how good it really is. And of course, that's in the eye of the beholder. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So see you later. A goodbye.